What's up, YouTube? It's Ghostwriter15 here, back at it again with another GOAT format video. And today's video is going to be a new series that I'm just barely going to start. Today's going to be episode number 1, and the series is going to be called Quirky GOAT format duels. One of my friends is going to be playing a spicy deck that is very quirky, and it's going to be something very casual, very entertaining. It's not going to be my usual competitive content. I'm just trying something different for, different audiences and stuff. But yeah, anyways, without further ado, let's just jump right into the video. Alright, so my friend Master Chef Quirky is going to be going up against Mech Esther. And my friend ends up winning the RPS, so obviously he will be going first. And opening hand is Giant Trunade, Heavy Slump, that's right, Heavy Slump, Mystic Tomato, another Trunade, Book of Taiyu, and Thunder Dragon. So the whole point of this deck is to like cheese the opponent with Heavy Slump and win like that. So this should be interesting. Obviously start off with Thunder Dragon, and then I'm assuming normal summon Tomato because you don't want to set it and lose to knock. Yeah, exactly. No point of setting Heavy Slump here because you'll just lose it to Breaker. So he activates Duo, and hopefully he hits a Thunder Dragon. He does. So he sets 2 back rows and then summons Tomato. Not the proper sequencing, but it is what it is. So they're gonna crash. Tomato brings out Tomato, and Tomato brings out Tomato again, so they're gonna once again crash. Another Tomato, and another Tomato. So we're just playing a bunch of tomatoes here. That's like the most tomatoes I've ever seen in my life. Let's see what happens this time. They're out of tomatoes. So Sangan and Eudoria. Okay. So Eudoria is going to beat over the Sangan. Let's see what my friend Master Chef Quirky searches for. Cyberjar. Okay. That makes sense. Bokatayu here. It's actually good to resolve because Heavy Slump can actually go off. Draws another Book of Taiyu. Not what you want right now, but it is what it is. So yeah, first you start off with Trunade because you don't want to lose to stuff like Regeki Break. And also Trunade puts cards back to the top of back to their hand. And that makes Heavy Slump a lot easier to resolve. Jar Greed even better. That is perfect here. And here comes the Cyber Jar. So let's see what they reveal. Master Chef Quirky reveals Angel, Graceful, Jar, or Morphine Jar, Desert Sunlight, and Sook. And Mech Esther reveals DD Warrior Lady, Reaper, Sorcerer, Smashing Ground, and Heavy Storm. So yeah, that's actually gonna put Mech Esther at 7 cards in hand, and then they draw for turn 8. So Heavy Slump is actually live now, which is funny. He has no idea what's about to happen to him. So they both resolve the jar. And my friend thinks for a while. He sends the Desert Sunlight and the Tsukiyomi. Makes sense. I believe you do not use Duo here because that prevents Heavy Slump from resolving. Exactly. And now, on standby phase, Heavy Slump. This is insane. Like, this card is so cheese. Like, when you pull it off, it's just funny because your opponent never expects it and they just go like -7 or whatever. It's crazy. So DD Warrior is flipped and attacks the Shining Angel. The Angel's gonna get banished. Another Angel summoned. There's so many recruiters in this game. And yeah, my friend draws Sasuke Samurai number 3, which is a very funny, cheesy card. So for those of you that don't know what it does, when it inflicts battle damage to the opponent draws until they have 7 cards in their hand. Normally that's absolutely terrible and garbage, but in this deck, it's not so bad because you have heavy slump, which is the whole point of the deck. But yeah, besides that, this card is like so bad. I guess like the only one thing it has going for it besides that is it's a light monster for Chaos Sorcerer BLS, which we do have in our hand right now. Speaking of Chaos Sorcerer, that's gonna banish the Shining Angel, and now you can safely duo. Just pass turn. So my friend here has a set Morphine Jar, which he does not want to resolve because the whole point was to slump them to lose all their card advantage. And if you flip this jar, they just gain all the card advantage back. So yeah, he's not gonna flip this. At least not now. So for turn he draws a Shallow Grave. There's no point of using it right now, I think. Oh, interesting. He's gonna Book of Taiyu, the face down monster, which we knew was Reaper. So I don't know if that was necessary. I think you could have just attacked and wait a following turn to banish it, but I guess it's fine. Just pass, because you can't attack with Sasuke Samurai. Knock, which I don't think was correct to knock. You actually want to attack this to gain back all your card advantage. Draws another slump, and my friend is actually going to go Sasuke Samurai number 3 just to resolve another heavy slump. That's hilarious. Wow. And now slump. Yep, slump again. Wow. Oh, he draws Breaker, which is good, but problem is my friend has Ring. So yeah, Ring is gonna get rid of that Breaker. And game 1 is over. Heavy Slump takes game 1. On to game 2. Alright, so the opening hand is Double Thunder Dragon, not good. Tomato, Desert Sunlight, and Giant Trunade. Yeah, this is definitely not good. At least you have Tomato, and eventually you might draw like Book of Taiyu, Book of Moon to like set your jars and gain the advantage back. The draw for turn is Snatch Steal. Could be good later, but does nothing right now. Just swing with the Tomato and pass. Ooh, Graceful's being activated. Okay, so Light and Dark are discarded. That is not a good sign. And yep, Chaos Sorcerer is going to be dropped. And this is why I hate recruiters, because they just straight up lose to Sorcerer BLS. Oh wow, Tribute for Jinzo, that's bad. But we do have the Snatch Steal, so it's not the worst thing ever. It's only terrible if they have MST or Book. So obviously Snatch Steal, attack first. No point of tributing. So my friend's thinking here, and he's debating on tributing the Jinzo for Thunder Dragon. I personally would do it because there is a chance that they draw into like MST Breaker or Heavy, and now you're just completely screwed. At least by tributing the Jinzo, you now have Ring of Destruction to protect you. But he decides to keep the Jinzo. You know, I respect it. And Tribe is activated on the Jinzo. And now it's coming back. That's very bad for us. So my friend top decks Quirky, which is actually pretty good here because you get 5 new cards to try to answer this field. Let's see if he does. Oh, okay, so no Dark Engrave, so no BLS unfortunately. But he does have Cyberjar, which can nuke this board and then potentially draw you something you need to win this game. Yeah, so set everything, pass, summons Reaper, creature swap, and unfortunately that is going to be game because he can just creature swap the Reaper, attack over the Reaper with Jinzo, and that's game. It's better to just scoop and not reveal information. On to game 3. Opening hand is Tomato, Sorcerer, Sasuke Samurai, Delinquent Duo, Shiny Angel, and Book of Moon. So, not a really good hand, but it's not terrible. Using Duo turn 1 with this deck is kind of weird. It's a bit awkward because you have Sasuke Samurai, and it kind of just like gets rid of the whole point of what Duo's supposed to do. So yeah, I think you still Duo because like you just want to get the early card advantage. Not the correct sequencing, but okay. Oh, hits knock, so now you don't have to worry about setting recruiters too much. Ooh, smashing ground, that's a punish. So this miss sequence ended up punishing him. Oh wait, he has book set. Why isn't he using book to protect his tomato? Oh wait, okay. So he's going back. He's going back. He just happened to forget he had book set, I think. Okay. So the opponent lets it go because, you know, this is just for fun. I don't think he's gonna rule shark someone. This is like a low rated duel, so yeah, I doubt we're gonna see any rule sharking going on. So tomato gets another tomato. Shiny Angel is summoned, and once again, there are so many recruiters on the field. I don't think I've ever seen this many at once. Angel crashes with Angel. Angel brings out Angel. And then main phase 2, banish the Angel with Sorcerer. Okay. So another Angel is summoned. Oh, wow, that is so many Shining Angels. One in the grave, one banish, 2 on the field, and then another one banish on my friend's side of the field. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 total Angels. I've never seen that. Crazy. So Angel crashes with Tomato, Tomato brings out Tomato, and then Angel brings out DD Warrior to kill the Sorcerer. Well, now you just swing with the Recruiters, no point of using the Sasuke, you don't have heavy Slump. Hot Agreed is top deck, unfortunately. So Tomato, crash into Tomato, summon Sangan, summon Tomato, and then Tomato's gonna hit the Sangan to get... Let's see what he gets. Tsukiyomi, okay. Not the greatest in this situation, but like... it's fine. Here comes Sorcerer to banish the Angel. And Book of Tai is top deck, which is pretty good here. Because you can just combo with Cyberjar now. And that's exactly what my friend does. He gets Call the Haunted, Pukatayu BLS, Desert Sunlight, and Heavy Slump. Okay. Let's see what the other person gets. Oh my, they got all spells and one sorcerer. So that means all the cards are going to go to their hand besides sorcerer, and that's going to make Heavy Slump live. That's crazy. Okay, they get all their cards back to their hand. And now Heavy Slump. My friend just puts the Heavy Slump on their side of the field. The disrespect. Alright, so he draws two. Wow, look at this. One single card made the opponent go like -6. So he summons Reaper. You have to call here so you don't lose your BLS. So he gets Sengen, and even though my friend has so much card advantage, if you look at the quality of his hand, it's like mid, doesn't do much besides BLS. And the unfortunate part is that there's no light in his grave, so not even BLS does anything at the moment. So he draws heavy for turn. In fact, this summons Silk, which I guess it's doing that to do some damage, which makes sense. Uh, and also, you can send the Sasuke Samurai to the graveyard the following turn if you keep your hand size to 6 or to 7. That way you can discard it, and now you have a light for BLS. So he sets a card, attacks, or summons Sangen, and attacks Sangen with Sangen. So my friend searches Sasuke Samurai, which is a good card to search here because if Reaper hits the Sasuke that puts a light for BLS, you just really need to hope that the BLS is not the card that gets hit by Reaper. Oh, he forgot to search for Sangen, so he gets Tomato. Ooh, he hits Soup. Not the worst thing to hit, but you know, we would have preferred the light to get hit, the Sasuke Samurais. At least BLS is not hit. That was like worst case scenario. Alright, so my friend draws the Shallow Grave, and he does not have a way to get rid of this Reaper at the moment. Like, he can Shallow Grave and bring back like Sangen or Tomato, but then the opponent gets their own Sangen or Angel or Tomato. So it's probably not worth it. I think my friend just set Sasuke because the Reaper can't out it, and if another monster gets summoned, then the Sasuke is guaranteed to go to the grave. The only risky part is you might still lose the BLS to Reaper, but you know, I think it's worth taking the chance. So the opponent just sets one, passes, and my friend drew it out to Reaper. So that Reaper is no longer a problem. Alright, so Graceful's drawn off the top, I'm assuming, discarding Lightning Vortex and Eudoria. My friend draws for turn, draws Book of Moon, doesn't do anything here. So now that he has 7 cards, he can manually discard the Sasuke, which I was mentioning earlier, to put a light in their grave, and now next turn BLS is live. Alright, so the opponent flips Tomato and summons Chaos Sorcerer. Looks like they're getting aggressive. I'm assuming they're doing this because they realize there's now a light in the grave and you just gotta kill them as fast as possible. And now this is looking bad for the opponent because my friend has Heavy Storm, Giant Trunade, and Moon to protect the BLS as well. So yeah, it's looking good for my friend Master Chef Quirky. So he activates Heavy, that way he can get back his Call the Haunted. And he attacks. And then he attacks again. Yeah, attacking here is correct instead of banishing because if the opponent activates Tomato, they had to summon their Tomato in attack mode, and that would have been game. So yeah, it's better to attack in this situation. Alright, so my friend sets Desert Sunlight, Book of Moon, and Call the Haunted. Even if he gets hit by like Heavy Storm, he has the book. And then Call the Haunted can bring back Sangan to get a search. Alright, the worst case scenario happens, but it's not that bad. It's just gonna chain Book and chain Call, like I said earlier. Sangan gets Morphine Jar. And the opponent scoops because I'm assuming they'd have nothing to stop this BLS. But yeah, we ended up seeing the Heavy Slump get resolved. And not just once, multiple times it ended up resolving. Which is pretty funny because you hardly ever see Heavy Slump resolve in like a real competitive actual setting. But you know, it's cool to see like these little funny, cheesy wins every now and then and just have like a relaxed, chill video. But yeah, anyways, I'll be doing more of these with different funny, quirky decks in the future. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. This is Ghost Rider 15, signing out.